Hello everyone, this is a game I played on Pokemon Trading Card Game Online, and this was a few weeks ago actually, before the release of Plasma Storm, and as of now it's still not available. So I'm playing my Darkrai deck, and Darkrai Hydreidon actually, and here you see I mulligan right off the bat, and I start off with Mewtwo, which it's normally not my ideal start. I'd prefer a Sableye, or a Darkrai, or I don't know, pretty much everything else except Dino. So here I'm waiting for my opponent to put down a card, and I guess grab another card because I'm mulliganed. And he's going to take a while to do so. So just bear with me and bear with him. Um, okay, so he chooses, and I have no choice but to put down Mewtwo. That's what I do. Tails, it gets heads. So he puts down a Zekrom. So right off the bat, it seems like this will probably be an Eels deck, but I can't be 100% sure. This is a modified game, so that tells me something. And yes, he responds to my Mewtwo in kind with his own Mewtwo. It's not great. We see an attachment. Attaches a lightning energy to his Zekrom, and he junipers away his hand. So I see that he got rid of 3 max potions, which is great for me and not so good for him, because I don't think at this point he realizes what type of deck I'm playing entirely. He might have gotten a hint from the mulligan, but Mewtwo alone isn't a dead giveaway. So you see he puts down a Tornadus and a Thundurus. So again, not the best start for me. So I decide to Sharon. I get more energy, which isn't quite what I needed at this point, but I guess I should put one down and end my turn. So now let's see what he does. He's probably going to attach and outrage me. I don't really think he has another choice. Yep, he attaches another lightning energy, and he ends me, which is great for me at that point because I didn't have anything all that great. So I now have the catcher, which gives me a few options, and I have level ball, which I can use to get a Dino on the bench and start working on that front. So he attaches a giant cape to his Thundurus on the bench. That'll make things a little bit more difficult for me. And he hits me for 20. So not too much damage. And I am going to go in and play that Dino. Look for that Dino, or perhaps maybe the Sableye, but no. Yeah, I go in for the Dino. I share in once again, and yes, I hit a Darkrai. Well, actually 2. So I play one down, and I guess I debate whether or not to play another one, but I have no other energy, so I decide to just leave it at that and keep my Mewtwo in the active. So at this point, he can choose to outrage me again, but it'll only be for 20, so not much gain there. So let's see what he does. I'm going to Skyla, maybe for a catcher, to try to get rid of my Dino. Oh, nope, it's for an Ultra Ball. So what will he get? If this is Eels, then he should go for the Dynamo, or something of that nature. Let's see. It's taken a while. So he decided what to discard. Got rid of 2 lightning energy. So yeah, his willingness to discard lightning energy really suggests that he's playing an Eels variant. But the good thing about that right now is that he only has 2 open spots on his bench, so he won't be able to completely load it up with Eelektrik, or at least have only 2 out at one time. So still waiting on a response for him. And don't worry, I will have delays on responses later on in this game, if I do recall correctly. So Yeah. Don't know what he's doing. I'm pretty sure at this point in the game he got a Dynamo. But for whatever reason, he might have a catcher in hand or something. Okay. Yep, and that's my battery. So yeah, so I adjust my screen settings. So he actually maybe got an Eelektrik. Yep. So probably means he has the Dynamo in hand, or maybe they're all prized. I don't know. Huh. So he decides to go for 120 damage instead of Outrage, which is good. I evolve Rare Candy to a Hydreidon. So at this point I'm pretty much set up, which means I can now start attacking once I get all the energy, but I have Hydreigon and Darkrai out. So now I'm just trying to stall for time. And here I decide to go in for the Mewtwo, hope I get an energy. I don't. So all I can really do is use the Tool Scrapper to get rid of the Giant Cape, which I do. So that gets rid of that problem for now. And put down Sableye and end my turn. Now, hopefully he doesn't play DCEs, because if he does, then I will be screwed, and he will take Mewtwo. So, let's see what he does this turn. So, another Giant Cape. So, my Tool Scrapper was all for naught, unfortunately. So he's going to switch, and he's going to probably hit me again for the knockout. He only needs, I think I only have 30 on that left on that Mewtwo, so it's gone, unfortunately. My catcher stall did not work. So again, I'm waiting to see what he does. Maybe he'll get a Dynamo out this turn, I don't know. But I know he had an Eelektrik before, and now it's gone thanks to. And so yep, he does get rid of my Mewtwo. Now I decide to go into Sableye. Maybe I can get some stuff back, but as of now I don't have any energy attached. Sorry, I don't have enough energy on my field to manipulate, so I need to do something else. So then I go for the Dino, bench it, put an Eevee on the Darkrai, and bench another Bouffalant. I'm sorry, bench a Bouffalant, my first. Fortunately, I get a Dark Patch, so the good thing about getting Mewtwo knocked out is that it gave me that energy in the discard. And I can choose to either Junk Hunt or Confuse Ray. I just want to make sure I know what's in my discard pile. And I see a few things. I don't know what's all that helpful there. So I instead tried to go for Confusion. And it fails. But yeah, I don't think anything in my discard was all that helpful, seeing how I didn't have any energy in the discard anymore. So now we finally see a Dynamo, which leads me to believe he probably drew it from his prizes. And it wasn't in his deck all this time. Which is, I don't know, very unfortunate for him, but great for me that he was able to stall that long and not have access to the energy acceleration. So now he takes prize number 3 by knocking out my Sableye, and I have a decision to make. Do I send out Darkrai? And yep, I do. So I need to hit a Dark Patch, and I don't. I can only attach the one energy that's out there currently, but I do have a max potion, so if he hits me, I can still count, I don't know, have options later. So I attach and end my turn. So hopefully he hits me and does damage to himself. He goes for 120 and not the Outrage, which is what I think he'll end up doing. And let's see if he has the resources necessary to evolve that Dynamo. He puts down another, which, yep, and there we see Eelektrik come out. So now he'll be able to start powering up his bench, and that's not great. But unfortunately, there's no real heavy hitters right now aside from Mewtwo. So I'm not too concerned. And yes, he's attaching to Mewtwo, which I guess is what I would do in that scenario. But I don't know, he just saw me Super Rod Mewtwo back in, so he knows I can still engage in the Mewtwo War. So, well, it's a little chancy on his part. So, at this point, readjust the brightness because I've plugged my computer back in. So, no worries at all. Lose power. So he ends me, which is bad on his end because he goes down to 3 cards. And it's good for me because now I have the necessary energy and I hit the blend, which is a good thing. He goes for Great Ball, which is a little bit odd to see in this type of deck because normally you want Ultra Ball. And he gets a Raikou. Raikou EX specifically, and unfortunately he doesn't have the bench space, so if I end him, he loses that, so that's a problem for him. And I don't know, oh, yep, so he goes for 100, 120, but Eviolite reduces it. So now I'm of course going to use that Max Potion in my hand, and here I fumble around and readjust energies for Dark Trans. It's still highly inefficient to do this on the online TCG. So now I need to Dark Trans that energy back because I would rather attack with the Darkrai with the Eviolite on it rather than expose the one that's not and that doesn't have the Eviolite. And then I know his hand is low, so I don't play the N, but I do play the Bianca, and I get a Mewtwo. I have a catcher too, so here I'm debating. Do I use a catcher and start going after Mewtwo first, or do I go after Eelektrik? And I decide instead go after Eelektrik and shut down his energy acceleration, and then go after Zekrom. So yeah, that doesn't. I think that leaves Zekrom 10 short of a knockout, so if he outrages, he will be able to do quite a bit of damage. Instead, he's going to go up and put Thundurus, so clearly doesn't want to risk Zekrom yet. Not sure why. So he benches Raikou. He can start attaching to that now. But he won't have the energy acceleration unless he can place down another Eelektrik. So let's see what he does. Thinking about it. Don't know. Okay, so he retreats actually, and he goes into Zekrom. So be able to do quite a bit of damage, but I'll be able to knock it out this turn. So I decide to attach to my benched a Darkrai, and I think I retreat and you choose to attack with it instead of this one in the active right now. But I'm not sure. Maybe I do something else. Again, I'm eyeing the Mewtwo, trying to see if I should try to aggressively attack it right now, put down my own Mewtwo, and then transfer all the energy. Instead, I go for the N. Figure I'll not do that quite yet, because he might have another Mewtwo in his deck, and that pretty much seals a game for him if he can take down another one, then he just knocks out anything else. So I retreat, and yes, I'm going to choose to attack with the fresh Darkrai. and I want to Dark Trance that Dark Energy off of the damaged Darkrai, just in case, because I don't want to lose that energy just now. So I Night Spear, and I go after the Dynamo on the bench. So I'm able to get a prize and get some damage on Dynamo. So let's see what he promotes, and he goes again with Thundurus. Sorry, Thundurus and Tornadus look quite similar from here. Okay, and he sees my Bouffalant and also puts one down, so that's a little scary, given that one of my Darkrai's is heavily damaged. Okay, so he's going to level ball, maybe for an Eelektrik, maybe for something else. Let's hope he doesn't have those prized as well. I'll go through his discard, see that he already has that one Eelektrik that I knocked out earlier. Does he have another one in his deck remaining? That's the question. And okay, so not for what I thought. It's a Mulga, which again leads me to believe he has them prized, or for some odd reason he only runs one, which I don't know why you would do that, unless you just didn't have the cards to do it. He's going to switch and decide to go on the offensive in a really aggressive manner with Mewtwo, with 2 DCEs and 2 electric energies. So he's able to hit me for quite a bit. And I decide to Sharon, and I manage to hit the max potion. And this will be critical because now I can heal at one of my Darkrai's, but first I'm going to Ultra Ball. And the clear thing I want now is the Mewtwo. So I can knock out his Mewtwo right now with my Mewtwo. And that will put him at a huge disadvantage because it wipes out essentially a lot of energy from his board, and he has no current way of getting it back. So I'm going to Dark Trance onto my Mewtwo, I hope. I'm just putting it somewhere else right now. So yes, so I need some of it on Bouffalant, because I'm not going to keep all of it. And I decide to discard one of the dark energies just to be able to get it back with Dark Patch and be able to use that Dark Patch. And yep, so I get 2 attachments for the turn. Same difference, I guess, in the long run, but I decided to do it that way. So I take 1 energy on to Darkrai, put it back, Dark Trance. I need to retreat first, I guess. Treat my active Darkrai, promote Mewtwo, and then I'm going to Dark Trance 1 energy onto Mewtwo, and X-Ball for the knockout. So yep, do 320. And now he is in a rough spot. He has really little energy to work with, and no way to get it back quick enough. I don't think, at least. So we see Bouffalant go into the active spot, and don't know what he's going to do. He can't attack. He needs a DCE to retreat. Yep, and he realizes this, and he decides to scoop. So, thank you for watching.